Hello Aries, welcome back to my channel. I am Mariana and I will do the vibes inside for you today. Thank you for returning to my channel, and as you see today I am face on here on the camera. I normally don't do that, but I think that it's maybe time to just do that, and I'm reading a little bit differently because I want to make the videos a bit shorter, more accessible, maybe not so well, not so long and not so deep perhaps, but we'll see whether I return to that. I can get the videos through a bit quicker also for you, and maybe that is better somehow. So I have already pre-shuffled the cards, and I have an interesting message for you, Aries, this time. That is definitely, I want to say, maybe hot and steamy. I just did the full moon reading and there was a message like that as well. Maybe you will go and have a look at that. But what I have for you, the first card out as overall energy here, I have the Four of Water. So the Four of Water, we see it's like she's handing you something, right? She's handing you something here. Or at least she's trying to hand you something. It is a watery energy, so an emotional, but well, to me it can also be more like it's emotion, but with a message, I think, for you perhaps here, Aries. Four of Water can talk about worrying, like we are worrying that something is lost, that something is not working out. This can be reminiscing, right? We reminisce about something that seemed easier and lighter and more fun and more happy at some point. And when we sit with the Four of Water, it's like we look at, normally the card depicts a person looking at 3 cups that seem like they are almost empty, or you're worrying whether there is something in them or not. This can be worrying about a person perhaps from the past that you liked, or maybe you didn't like them, but now you do, right? Because something is stirring at you. At the bottom of the deck, I get the five of air here. The Five of Air for me always talks about trying to be something you are not, like, and you're doing that, like trying to dance and fly here like the doves, but you're not a dove, right? The reason why you do it is because it's trying to fit in. This is a card for me of trying to fit in, or that something or someone tried to fit into your life once, and they tried to be that dove, but they are not a dove. This could feel a little bit like betrayal, like feeling backstabbed, feeling lied to, feeling manipulated. But you're wondering whether, like, you could say the intentions behind it. The intentions would talk maybe about whether this was deliberately done or not. And this can be a mover, a driver, what I also call it, inside you, that talks about like an incoming feeling of an energy that pushes you forward towards something. That pushes you forward to recognize something about this. maybe someone offered you something once and you rejected it, and now you're wondering if they may still have that love towards you, or they may still like you, perhaps. The reason why you may have rejected it once was because you didn't feel like you fit in, right? So now you're wondering whether, or curious, or you're reminiscing or thinking or longing for something, but because you have tried to fit in, it couldn't come forward. But now you're realizing that you tried to fit in, or you're realizing someone tried to fit in. And because of that, they have done something. Their behavior was radical or not in alignment with them. But, and you're realizing that here. It can be about yourself. I read the vibes inside, so it can be about yourself, Aries, that you're realizing, I've tried to be something, but I'm not this dove. I feel a little bit like an elephant in this dove costume, right? And because of that, you may be longing back to what you are, right, Aries? You may be longing to what you are instead of this. So for the Four of Water, I have the Five of Raphael here, as also explaining this. The Five is always a card of loss or lack or something. It's no longer there. It's no longer available. It's no longer something you can draw upon, or it's no longer in your life. So when the 4 is here and the 5 is here, I want to say it is definitely a card of whether something is lost. Whether something is lost or you can't seem to find it. Again, there could be a feeling of that you wanna find this again, whatever this is, something that is true and real for you, but it's like the card here talks about releasing regret also, that you can't regret about the past. You have to somehow find a way to move forward, embrace opportunities for happiness, search for the silver lining, release any regret. There's when I was pre-shuffling, I had the 7 of Ariel jump out, and it was reversed, and I felt like turning a blind eye to something, not wanting to see something, not wanting to recognize it. She's looking in the mirror here. It could be something about appearance, something about body image, or something that is maybe different. Again, the 4 can talk about worrying about that, worrying about looks perhaps, whether someone would find you attractive maybe, or again, with this card, it's like I don't really fit in to this party of beautiful doves, right? Beautiful white ballerina doves here. I'm a bit of, an elephant in the room. A bit clumsy perhaps, or too big or thick, or that's the feeling. I'm not saying you are, right? It's the feeling you have. Or you may have always had that. And there's this, like, if someone would offer you something here, or whether you want to offer something to someone else, there is this, like, what if I will be rejected for how I look? What if I don't fit in? What if they will somehow make me feel, again, like a bit like an outcast, or that, yeah, I don't fit in? That if I offer something here, I could be rejected again here. So there's a worrying of offering something if I'm rejected. And again, the 5 here indicates that, again, right, she's standing there in this beautiful dress looking in the mirror, but at the same time, she doesn't really feel comfortable there, right? She's, I think there could be something about body image here. Something about, what if I'm not looking, what if I'm not attractive enough? Something about appearance, body, hair, I don't know, facial features, something like that. That's not quite you, is it, Aries? Like, it, I would say you would probably just try anyway. But whom I'm talking to here, there's something about maybe appearance or image, or yeah, it could be something how you come across, like what you're saying. Because the next card out here for the 5 of air, where you feel so, it could be someone you're dealing with, of course. Always reverse the characters if that makes sense. But as a driver here, there is a lack of confidence that you look okay, that you are okay, that you fit in somehow. Could be the feeling of being a bit of an alien. And to clarify this, I have unique gifts here. And this one looks, well, when we look at him, he may come across a little bit like an alien, right? That he doesn't look exactly like a human, perhaps. And someone has tried to fit in, like cover their scars, or cover some kind of disability or something, right? That they've tried to mask up somehow. But you're not supposed to be, I think, Aries, right? You're not supposed to be that one. You're not supposed to be. You carry some unique gifts here in your heart space. And that is what makes you feel so different. It's because you may feel things stronger. Like you may pick up on stuff that people think about you. But we have to remember that everything that people think about us, if they're saying it, if you can like read it somehow telepathically, or just feel it somehow, either it comes from yourself, so like a self-devaluation, or it literally comes from them. But if they are saying something, it says more about them than it says about you. If people can't be tolerant towards you, towards others, the way they look, the way they appear, the way the clothes they choose, the way they behave, if there can't be no tolerance for other people's behavior, it's well, it says more about them. Being a bit more tied up in their own like bubble of what is right or what is wrong. The next card out I have for you is the serpent here. So the serpent is an interesting energy because it wants to work with your Kundalini energy. It is about what the book says here. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. So this is very interesting, Aries, right? That if you can somehow overcome those old tired skins, even if we talk about appearance here, like that you can somehow understand that it has nothing to do with your looks. What you have here, what you have to offer, may be unique and different, or what some people may say it's unusual or weird or crazy, but it's still unique to the world. And you may always have been shamed for it, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. On my channel, I really try to do that. I try to be open to whatever people may feel and like about themselves, and I too have like my own issues with some of this, right? So I'm not saying that I'm in any way perfect or in any way kind of just over this. If you follow me, you follow my process as well in this towards healing or acceptance of who I am and acceptance of who you are. So this is interesting that you have Kundalini here. I try to put it a little closer here. It shows two serpents that kind of go in each direction. But the point is that it's the Kundalini energy that works from the spine and up towards your crown chakra, third eye and crown chakra. And it means that all those beautiful creative energies that sometimes are stored in the lower chakras, in the womb, in the sacral chakra, and that they are blocked somehow. And every time you allow something to be healed, to overcome, you can release some of those energies. You can release and free some of your creativity. So the serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to. Yeah, I feel that. Something about accepting that there could be something about aging, maybe, or changing an appearance. You know, like when we age, the body image changes. We look different in the human aspect of how our body is. But again, your body is not necessarily who you are, right? And this could also be what this talks about, but I have other gifts, right, that you need to look at. That maybe this is what you look like when you look yourself in the mirror, you may feel you look like this. That could be what she feels here, right? That when she looks, she is gorgeous, right? But when she looks in the mirror, she may feel like she looks like this, and that is this feeling of being this elephant in the dove part at the dove party here, right? That you don't have, that you are not maybe attractive enough, or but I want to say something is stirring to help you release some of this, understanding that there's more to you. And maybe this is also like sexually, sensually, the way you express yourself. There's, I want to say, maybe a different beauty to you somehow. It could be a different beauty. Or maybe not beauty, but glow, maybe a different glow to you. And that glow only comes with age, like you could say. It only comes with age, and when something is activated here. It cannot be in a young body, for instance, because it comes with the life, the living of have been here, the things you have experienced. When you shed the past gracefully, so with self-acceptance, with self-care, with self-love, with grace, kindness. It's almost, if I talk about aging here, I want to say it's almost like honoring the younger body that you had and how it gave you an experience, and embracing the new one or the new life that you have. The life that you have gives you some opportunities. The body you have now is different, or there are stirring some creative vibes in you that wants to come forward, and that is a blessing, not a curse. And it may take you through a transformation that you were not anticipating. You're worrying about it here. You're worrying about it, and you may feel like you are longing for the time when you looked like this, right? Like maybe you were worried that because I may not look exactly like this anymore, that will someone come and offer something? Or if this is you and you want to offer something to the world or to someone, a cup here. Four of water typically also talks about that the divine wants to offer you something, but you're so caught up in the old longing for something, in the old existence, in the old skin, you could say, that you don't even see it. You can't take that cup. You can embrace that cup. That's what the fourth water also talks about. That usually it's difficult to actually accept it and look at it. Or we could see that here she's looking herself in the mirror, and because she took the cup of the new skin, but when she looks, it all it's underwater, right? So it's not quite the same as above water. She looks a little bit like a mermaid to me here, this one. Maybe embracing the fact that you are, I don't know, a mermaid changing your skin. I don't know if that could be a thing. So being one kind of person with one kind of expression or look or image, and then, like it could be that you're saying to the world that, I don't know, if let's say you are your sexuality has been in the closet, and now you come out and you say to the world, I am gay, or because the way you used to be, you can no longer uphold that kind of, and you're worried how that will be looked at, perhaps. Maybe you come out with a totally different, I don't know, like work, you want to do some other kind of work, and to do that you have to shift, like you have to embrace that kind of life somehow, telling the world that this is me, right? So when you shed the past gracefully, life will not strip it away with great drama. Indeed, there is something you want to avoid. Yeah, I felt this, the Seven of Ariel, like Seven of Pentacles, is usually we don't want to put in, or we are avoiding to put in seeds for some kind of direction. Worrying about it. So again, if I bring this out to the world, if I show myself as this mermaid here, how will I be embraced? Right? How will I be embraced? Because my deep down, my self-image about this is not clear, perhaps, or it's not, I don't feel like I belong here somehow, in this group, in this place, in this could be the feeling of feeling a bit like an alien, like I don't belong here somehow. And when I look myself in the mirror, I feel off, right? That what if I can't do this? Embracing, I want to say, a new look, a new job, a new look, a new job. Maybe a new age, as I said, like embracing. I myself, I go through menopause right now, right? And it changes the body. Like the hormones are different and everything. It changes the body, everything, the skin, the hair, and when I look at my reflection in the mirror, it clearly states that I don't look the same as I did when I was 20, right? And coming, like embracing that in a caring, graceful way can be one thing. And this has been going on for several years now, and it will go on for like maybe 8 years still. So I also have to kind of embrace that there's a shift going on. But that's just part of my story, right? And I'm trying to be kind to myself. And it seems like there's something here as well for you, Aries, quite passionate actually. That it wants you to embrace somehow. Something about your passion that maybe it has been a secret, you know, something you secretly have been liking, but maybe also, you know, been shamed for it, right? Been shamed for it somehow. That's what I feel like I have. And the serpent clearly says, right, do not use your energy to seduce others or allow yourself to be seduced, even by your own ideas. Trust the wisdom of the serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful, original manifestations. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you a fresh experience of your life. Passion and sexuality. Aries, maybe I'm reading for a young person. Maybe I'm reading for an elderly person. Again, when you go through changes also as a teenager, your body changes. You, as a woman, you start to have breasts, right? And maybe you again, maybe you feel like when you look in your body, it looks odd somehow. But something is happening with, I feel like the sacral chakra here. Something is really happening about the sacral chakra. And I think it is new seeds. I had the 7 of Ariel drop out reversed, and I felt like trying to not look there, like you don't want to look in that direction. Almost like not wanting it, or like a sensuality, a growing sexuality that comes forth, but not wanting to look at it, but still feeling that it's there, that it's feeling maybe like and again, when we talk about the tree of knowledge, it's like the change between eating the apple and not is that when you are a child in the garden and you just play in the garden and you have not eaten from the tree of knowledge, you have no awareness about your own appearance or your own you don't. And the other one, Adam and Eve playing in that garden, none of them had that. So they were just playing like children. Children don't necessarily, they seldom have prejudice. If they like each other from the heart space, it doesn't matter what you look like. Right? And that's why children, we are naturally inclined to just play with, let's say, a dog, or it doesn't matter what it looks like. The playing, the heart connection is different than when we look at the appearance. I remember when I was a younger girl, one of my best friends with my was a cousin, and he was a boy. And we got to a certain age, and then he was hiding in the garden if some of his friends from school were passing by on a bike. And he was hiding because he said that he didn't want them to know that he was playing with a girl. So he became conscious about being judged. And that's what happens when you eat the apple of knowledge in the garden. It's like you become aware of another layer to human existence where we judge each other. So now it's not enough that I have a heart connection with you. I judge your appearance. I judge your gender, maybe. I judge you in accordance with what else I'm hearing around me. That is the difference between the children in the garden that just play from the heart space and out, and everything else. Now you become conscious about everything else. So image and body and gender and all kinds of stuff suddenly has an influence. And that influence is difficult to escape in this human existence. If you are living from your heart, only from your heart space and out, it wouldn't matter what people look like. It wouldn't matter at all. Like when children play. They don't care about the gender. They don't care about the color, the religion, the clothes they are wearing. They don't care about that. They connect from the heart space and out. And when they do that, that is maybe your unique gift here, Aries. That you connect from the heart space and out. And therefore, appearance doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter to you. But that is not what you have experienced. You have experienced exactly that. You have experienced the judgment. You have experienced that you didn't belong. That you were rejected, odd, weird, strange. And it has made you conscious, right? Self-conscious about your image, how you look, your appearance, your hair, your makeup, whatever. And if you didn't show up in a certain way, people wouldn't people wouldn't want to play with you, right? They wouldn't want to be with you here. Something is stirring though here. And it's maybe making you self-conscious. It's like you have the Kundalini here is it's making you conscious about maybe your body, and you haven't really thought about it that much before. Suddenly you're becoming, again, as I said, I'm 52. My body is changing. Yeah, I can think about that sometimes. But if I never took about a bite from the apple of the tree of knowledge, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about it. I would connect from the heart and out. It wouldn't matter. But this is the world we have grown up in. This is what we learn through life. And so there's something about accepting maybe, I don't know, as sensuality, as sexuality growing or changing or adapting to this gracefully, and not seeing it as it's almost like you have taken a bite of the tree of knowledge and you have become aware of something, but you don't want, it's like you just don't want to look at it. Because if you look at it, you actually have to do something about it. If you want to be gorgeous here, if you want to be gorgeous, you actually have to do something about it. You have to go on a diet, you have to be, like aware of how you look and how your hair is, and maybe you want to tone your body, like go into a fitness center, and that is a lot of work. Like the shift from being unaware or not feeling that it mattered to becoming very aware and feeling now suddenly I have to do this and this and this and this and this to be acceptable. That could be a change that you're facing, right? And it seems like the energy is here to say, do this gracefully, right? Do something gracefully. Do it in a gentle manner. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't criticize yourself too much. Accept that maybe you have a thicker underbelly, or nobody is perfect out there. Nobody is. We see those models on TV, but it doesn't mean that they don't have a worry in life. Of course they do. They have to stay like that, right? Otherwise they're not desirable. So here we have I want to say a universal wound, perhaps, right? It's a universal wound that at some point we are criticized. At some point we are not chosen or rejected. At some point people say they don't like something about us. And that's what I feel like is here, right? That something about you may have been criticized at some point. It made you feel like you were an alien or an outsider, but like, look at her. Like, she's gorgeous here. I don't see anything odd about her, right? Or it's just something that's going on in your mind. And this can happen if you have been overly criticized, right? As a child, perhaps, about how you were looking, or you got too fat, or, like constant judgment somehow. It just seems like the energy is here maybe working a little bit with the full moon, because it was a hot and steamy feeling I had there as well. That there is definitely something about, I said, yeah, it feels like it comes and wants to offer you the forbidden fruit of something. And it will set your passion and creativity free. I feel like it's almost like a teenager, right? That starts to discover that they have sexuality, or and they have tried not to have it. Like they have tried to stay on, like a bit blindfolded, or that they know they have it, they just never thought about it, and now they are suddenly becoming more conscious about it, how they look, and that people could criticize them somehow. That's what I feel like. This is the cards I have. So this is a shorter version of the readings that I normally do, and I just want to say, Aries, it's like, yeah, maybe at some point you look different. Maybe at some point you hadn't taken the apple and you were unaware because life was maybe easy. You were always the like the beautiful one, perhaps, right? You could, this feels a little bit like once you could play and just be free and you never thought about it much. And now you do, right? It's like, now you do. Now it's suddenly like, yeah, that odd feeling somehow. But again, as I said, you have other gifts. And maybe the gifts come with your sexuality. It comes with a freeing of that. It allows something to come to the surface. And maybe it's needed in like your personal process, growth forward, maturing. But it could actually also benefit others, right? It could benefit others if you have creative ideas that could come out and be shared with others. So this is what I have. I feel like there's a strong message of tolerance, right? Self-care, being kind to oneself, and a tolerance towards yourself and others, right? Because you're not the only one going through whatever this is for you. You're not the only one. And whatever it is, it feels, as I said, when the book here talks about the forbidden fruit, it talks about, it feels like it's wrong. That's why you don't want to put the seeds in. That's why you kind of turn your blind eye to it. It feels wrong, like you shouldn't do this. But I'm saying to you that it's here to show you something. It wants you to know something about yourself. And I feel like at this time being, it's like, as it says here, maybe don't use the energies to seduce others or to allow yourself to be seduced. It will feel like it's something that that you want to avoid. If you are harsh with yourself, I want to say avoiding the harshness or there's self-criticism or judgment or something, like that is definitely to be avoided. Don't put seed in that, right? Don't put your seeds in more self-criticism. Put the seed in the basket where you are gracefully just accepting that you're changing and your image is changing and you're becoming older, whether you're a teenager or like me or even elder, that your body changes, your skin changes, your hormones are changing you, the way of experiencing life is changing. One thing that is sure is that nothing stays the same. Everyone changes at some point. And trust that wisdom of the serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful original manifestations, because again, I feel like maybe, again, original talks about back then when you were just born, or back then when you were just a child playing freely in the garden. From the heart space and out, right? That from that heart space and out, that what you are experiencing at the moment is actually bringing you back towards what it is that is originally you, I think, Aries. So like original fire. And that is beautiful. But maybe you don't want it, like maybe you want to avoid it. So this is what I had this time around, Aries. I hope this helped somehow. Take care of yourself out there in these steamy times of Leo and Venus retrograding in Leo also, right? It's hot and steamy. So take care of yourself. I send you my very best love and light to you. Bye bye.